South Africa is a diverse society, and we're always going to be a diverse society because we want to be a diverse society, but we also have no future unless it's a shared future, and we have to learn how to work together so we can share this future. There are parties to the right of the ACDP this evening who would like to see one-party states, two-party states, etc. And you know what we've seen? And with the best will in the world, South Africans are not all going, we're not going to be that kind of homogenous bunch. We actually value our diversity, and we want to have a voice. And what we have had in South Africa is an amazing thing called multi-party democracy, where even the smallest groupings and communities have actually had a voice in Parliament, which means there has been, whilst we've spoken about protests and things today, we could have seen an awful lot more in terms of protests and real violence and damage to tearing down of South Africa when people do not have a voice, where they cannot express themselves through the process. So what I would like to say tonight is, let's not undervalue what we've had in multi-party democracy. Let's actually look at that. For example, we've seen example, of course, my first 10 years at Parliament was in that, what I call the Mbeki era, the in denial era, which was devastating in terms of how I saw it. Because if you can't see anything's wrong, because nothing's wrong, everything's right, you can't fix anything, and everything needs to be actually adjusted, readjusted, and improved. So we fortunately came out of that. But when you vote just simply because no matter what that party does, people say, is our vote really going to count? Well, it'll only count if you actually are going to use your vote to hold the party you usually vote for accountable, whether it's the biggest party, whether it's opposition, because that vote does not count if you're simply going to vote anyway, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter how they treat you, whether they actually represent you in Parliament, whether they listen to what you're saying, whether they actually verbalize what you're saying in Parliament. So think carefully. If you want your vote to count, you do not just give that vote to the same party that you have traditionally given it to if they have not truthfully represented you. We have multi-party democracy. We actually have the ability to strengthen. Every party has its weaknesses, every party has its strengths. We have the ability to take collectively everybody's strengths and actually put those together to make sure we have the kind of South Africa we want. Parties have shown that we can hold each other accountable better than we can actually hold ourselves accountable. So this is what that would be my argument in terms of, let's have a better ANC, a better DA, a better everything else. Without the ACDP, we don't believe that you will have, because there'll be a great big gaping hole in terms of values and principles that are tried and tested, globally affirmed, and that is something that South Africa needs critically.
Thank you, Cheryllyn.